Alright, howdy folks, welcome back to the Artisan of Glimmith. We are back in loopy area. That's very loopy. And we've just combined the loopy and bricky in this one. Yep, in this one. Spooky combination. Alright, where should we go next? I'm starting to see lots of threes. I mean, I guess we'll do some threes. Shape bank this, loopy. Okay, well, we've got real edges. Oh, okay, then you're done. In fact, a lot of these real edges are just going to set everything immediately. That's a real edge. And that can't be a border, so that has to join that way. Okay. Real edge, real edge. That's a real edge, you're done. Real edge, real edge. No, not a real edge, of course, because there's a border behind it. That's not a real edge. That's a real edge, though, and then this has to be joined. Okay, so you're done. Real edge. This is going to have to come out once again, same situation. This is a real edge. Yep, that's a real edge, and that's a real edge. So you're done. That's a real edge, and that's not a real edge. Which means that has to be a 4. Yeah, okay. Those are real edges. So that must stop there. So you come out here, but then those have to be joined. Okay. If this goes this way, we make a 3. So it goes this way. Right? Yeah. Then we've got real edge here. This has to be this. So this has to come down. Oh, then we've got the same situation here. That's the joint. You're done. That's real edge. You're done. That can't go there. This comes out a bit. Where else do we have some real edges? Real edges here. Can't go down there, so it has to go down there. That has to be like that. In which case, these two are both doing this and this. You're going that way, you're going that way. You must be going to this space, right? Yeah. That's not a real edge. I think I need to do that more as well. When I'm doing the real edges thing, also, every time I spot a non-real edge, stick a thing in. Like I just did. These are all real edges. You're not. So you go that way. You must be like this then. Oh, okay, we're done. There's a surprise. Some 2s over here. What are you about? Ah, so maybe this bit on the right-hand side is the loopy bricky area. Polyomino. Loopy bricky polyomino. But we can have extra spaces, of course. But because it's real edges around the actual... What's happening there when it doesn't draw? Ah! This game has that problem. I mean, we've got that problem in Thinky Dailies, but I didn't expect it to be in this game as well. Where if you move your mouse too quickly, it doesn't follow the cursor. It doesn't go, well, you're now drawing over here. Yeah, I have to go back to there. So that was me holding it down the whole time. It's like, okay, I've just moved the mouse so quickly that I've skipped over that cell. I'm still holding the click down, and then it goes to there. That's the kind of thing that I thought the developers of this game would have made it just do the good thing of following your cursor. Although it does have... There are tricky aspects to that of having thought about this a lot for Thinky Dailies and other things. It's not super simple because what if somebody does this, right? What path should it take? That can get very complicated, but maybe at the very least it could do it if you are on the same row or column. And depending on the rules, maybe you could do some clever stuff, but you don't want loads of per rule drawing logic, that'd be horrendous. Anyway, this does have to go around the outside. In which case, you're obviously not part of that. Okay, and we have to avoid 3s or higher. But if you were to go here, we would end up with a 3 here, right? If you were to go there, you'd have to stop there. And that would have to at least be like that. And that's a separate region as well. So then we'd have 3. So it can't go that way. In fact, let me put that in. So you don't go that way, you go down. And so you must go down to here. And you must go that way. Okay. Then. Do we have any almost 3s? We do, so you have to go that way. And here, you have to go that way. That's an almost 3, so you must go like that. This is an almost 3, so both of those must be filled in. And both of these. Okay, so you go all the way around that shape. So that's making it pretty constrained for you. In fact, yeah, you have to be like that now. There's an almost 3 here, so you have... Basically, I'm just looking for 2s. Okay, 2s, 2, there we go, fine. You have to be like that now. 2 here. 2 here. 2 here. 2 there. 2 there. So like that. Done? Yay! It's cool. It's just those shapes embedded in this. Like, it's not like it had to be that way for, like, from any of the particular rules. It's just that because of the... I mean, maybe, I guess it did have to be that way. Is there like an interesting consequence of this, that if you've got... Like, because you've got these polyomino shapes, the corners of them always have to be filled in. So unless, like... you can get a shape that fits around them nicely. It's not a clean like consequence of this setup. But yeah, it's easy to see how it does end up like this, where there's a bunch of shapes with a pool of purple around them. It definitely does do something where it selects certain colors for certain areas. But maybe like if I'm starting on a symbol or like a polyomino, it picks a red color and otherwise just purple. I think I know purple and red are picked over here, but the fact that it happened to assign red to all of these, I don't know if that's random and just coincidence or there's some logic going on. It might actually just be like if you start drawing a region next to an existing region, it will try and pick the other color or something. I don't know. Oh, we completed the window here. Thrown for a loop. Cool. It's not unlocked anything over here, but we do still have this one. In fact, we're 1 away there. Should we just do that now? And there's a 1. Watchtower. Can so many regions are touching the clue. Okay, that thing. Okay. It's been a while. So these have to be 3s. So you're a 3. You come out that way. Put another 4 up here. That's you. So this has to be 2 regions, so that those have to all be connected. You have to be separate to you, and you separate to you. Yeah, here again. Look at this. Blues and yellows. Blues and yellows. Coincidence? I think not. I think it might just be a consequence of, yeah, it's like, if you, like, is this going to be yellow? Yes. Is this going to be yellow? Yes. Is this going to be yellow? Yes. Is this going to be blue? Yes. Okay. I think I've, no. But in that case, I was next to both of them. Blue here. Yep. Blue here. Yep. Yep. Okay. That's how that works. That's nice, because that does, like, in general, like, make it pretty easy to tell which regions of which. Well, it gives you the nice contrast between them, which is good. So they've all going to be 3, so in fact you're done. You go this way. You have one region around it, so you're done. Okay, so you go there, you're done. You go here, you're done. You are done because you're a 2. You've got 3 regions around you, so you must go that way. You're done. You're going up. This can't be by itself, but this needs 3 regions, so it's going up to here. And you're a different region. Where do I go next? Well, you need 3. Oh, gosh. So you're done. You need to be with you then. You need to be 3, so you're done. You've now got 2 regions. This is going to have to go somewhere, though. It might go to here. It has to go to there, otherwise it would be a 2. So yes, you go there. Then you did that, and we're done. Neat. Another window completed. Are there any other windows up here that we haven't completed? Where even is the window for this one? There. Yeah, we haven't done it. 3 puzzles on this? Sure, why not? 2. Boxy difference. Boxy difference. So they all have to... Okay, they all have to be... I don't know. Boxy difference. Oh, what the heck are you saying? So 1, 2, 3, 4 here. There's probably like only one set of numbers where you can make this relationship work between them. Maybe. 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 So there's a 5 difference here. So one of these is a 6. Either you're a 6 or you're a 6. Right? So then if this is a 6, I think there's going to be a problem with this 4 and this 3. Because it would make it a 2 and a 3. What's wrong with that? That's fine. That is fine. Maybe it's the other way around. If this is a 6, then this would have to be a 5, and that would have to be a 4, and they wouldn't both fit in there. So this is the 6. Okay. This is the 6. This obviously has to be a border at that point. So this is a 3 here, but you're a 2. So you're done. Since you're a 3, you must do that. So I guess that's just by itself. So this is either a 2 or a 4. Either a 2 or a 4. Okay. Hold on. So this has to be a 1, right? Yeah, this has to be a 1. And this has to be a 2. In which direction? If this is a 2 here... Oh, okay, I guess I can figure out this sequence of things now, right? Because if this were a 2, this has to be a 4, which is not 4 different from you. So you must be a 4. And then we go down to a 2, which is 4 away from there. Okay, so 4 here. Let's write these on. 4. Is that right? Yep. 2. And then 6. Okay. Since that's the case, like this could just stretch across here. That would be fine. How are we doing this? Oh, it can't do that because it has to be a 2x2. It has to be a 2x2. Right. How else would it fit and be boxy? In which case you are a 2 here. So this is a 3 and you're a 2. Yeah, okay. We're done. Neat. Difference Gemini Delta. Difference Gemini Delta. Ooh, I see there's kind of a loopy situation. Not that loopy, a different kind of loopy. There's a kind of loop situation happening here where this might affect these. I mean, obviously that's what's going to happen, but they might not affect each other immediately. So, so we know these are 1s. So you're a 1. Sometimes the most obvious thing to do at the start isn't what I immediately do. So there's a 3 here. Oh, in fact, so you're a 1. And you're a 1. Okay. 3 and 2, that would work. 3 and 2, that would not work. So in fact, it's exactly like that. Okay. That's the top half done. Now the bottom half. So delta just has to be a different shape. Well, so therefore it's just not a 1 here. So it's at least this. Same here. So how do we make these numbers add up nicely? I guess in theory these could be the same shape, but probably not. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. No, how's that going to work? It's never going to work. So right now, this would make this a 5. Which I think would be a problem. It has to not be on both sides of this. So I'd have to go like that or like that, but then there wouldn't be space for the 3 that would have to. Yeah, so this has to go this way. So then, wait, but that's making this. This is going to have to go further, right? Because this is now a 3, so that would make this have to be a 6. There's no way that's working. No, so it has to go further. It can't go up. So it's going this way. But then, wait, what? Oh yeah, 1. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay, so you're a 1, and then you're probably a 2, and you're a 3. Yay! Should we jump into a 5? No. No, we shall not. Range 2 to 3. Mingle shape. Neighboring regions must have different shapes. I really wish they didn't have those 2 rules in the game that are very similar to each other. Difference indicates the difference between the areas of the regions. Of course, range 2 to 3. So 2s or 3s. 3s have 2 possible shapes they can be. And then mingle shape. Okay, so what you're saying is, so since 2s, these both have to be 2, both have to be 3s. Because if they were both 2s, then they have to be the same shape, but the mingle shape wouldn't be held. So they're both 3s. So they have to be 2 different types of 3. This 3 cannot be a long 3, so you're a long 3. Deduction. That's what I say whenever I do a deduction. So then you're going to have to be a 2. You're going to have to be the other 3. I think this can only fit in one way without making a hole. Yeah, that's you. This has to be a 2 here, but let's go that way. Done. Yay, another one done. And yes, I did unlock this. Shall we find out? Should we find out what's going to happen over here, I guess? Wow, look how much more game there is. Hold on, folks, let's have a look at this. 642. There's so much game. So there's all this. There's like, it's not really, I was going to say like hedge mazes. Not really, no. Just hedges. And there's this window here. Is that all one area? Wait, no, wait, what? Although there's not windows. Those look a lot like the windows. There's just arches. Okay. That might be the only window then for this whole area. Let's wait. Yeah, you're not a window either, right? They look exactly the same. And there's this, these floating bridges. And then this nonsense. And then these like super advanced areas at the end, I think. I think this is like perfected windows. What does that mean? And there's some gems. Let's do a little bit of this area. Why not? Keep mixing it up. Compass counts the cells within the region that are farther north, south, east, or west. What the heck does that mean? Counts the cells within the region that are farther north. Farther than what? Counts the cells within the region that are farther north. Okay, you just mean than it. Okay. So you're saying this one has 2 cells, well, 1 cell to the west, in a column to the west. This one has 1 cell in a column to the east. This cell has 1 cell in a column to the east. Yeah, okay, that's all it's saying. Okay. Okay, that is gonna be hard to think about, but all right. So you have 3 over to the west, in which case like it has to be those 3, and it must stop then. Oh, okay. Well, this must go to just here. Is that not done? That is done. Okay. Sure. You're done. You're done. Okay, well, easy peasy so far. So you're gonna get 3. You're gonna have 0, so you're done. You've got 1, you're done. 2 to the north. There's no solitude here, so these could be together in theory, but you'd have way too many things. So it's obviously that. 3, stop there. Okay. What a weird rule. You go one way or the other. Oh, you're going to have to go this way. You need 1 to the north. Yeah, so the interesting thing here is like the number affects like the shape of the region, like potentially far away from where the symbol is. In this case, it's not far away, but so like that, so we're done. Okay, we can speed through these. So you need 1 to the north, you need 1 that way though, so you need to be like this, and you're like that, okay? 3 to the south, 1, can't go there, so 2, 3. Has to be, can't continue going anymore. 3 to the west. So we're going to have to come out of here, do this. 3 to the west? Yeah, I see it like that. Cool. 0 that way, so can't go that way. Well then, that's done. Can't be part of you for sure. That can't go down. So you're done. You don't go that way. Look, that's not what I meant to do. Four, you must get 1 more. How do I? Oh, you can't go that way. Ah, we're done apparently. 1 to the north, precision 3. Well, then it has to be that one, right? That's the only one to the north that is within 3 of you. Then how? I guess the rest could get constrained by the precision 3. Yeah. Yep. This is interesting for sure. Wait, you're a tutorial? I guess you're a tutorial. Oh, you don't go that way. You've got 2 this way, but not necessarily here. This is going to be hard to think about. You got 1 that way, so you are done at that point. You got 2 to the south. Yeah, that's the interesting thing here. 0. You got 0 to the south, and you're going that way, so you're done already. So are you taking this? Or are you taking things over here, potentially? Well, if you take these 2 over here, then you can't get your 2. So you must be taking... So you can get 1 over here, but then you'd have to get 1 of these as well. And I just need to double check that these can't be part of the same region as each other. They definitely can't be the same region as each other, because you can't go down, you can't go up, you can't go to the left. Yeah, okay. So I think we're taking 1 from over here. Yeah, I see it. Oh my gosh, that's cool. Interesting mechanic for sure. 1 to the left, 3 down. Well, 3 down has to be these 3. So the 1 to the left is already done, so you have to be a separate region. So the 2 upwards, you would have to be 1 of them, at least. 4 to the right are going to have to be these 4. So that... Oh, you've already got 2 upwards, okay. I miscounted. it's fine. So can't go this way or this way. One upwards doesn't necessarily have to be here. Oof. Let's say this is getting one from up here, like the 2 is getting one from up here. Then, does that leave enough? But the trouble is, like, some of these might be shared. It doesn't mean that you need like 7 others as part of your thing. Some of them might be the same. Like some of them might be to the north and to the east. Okay. Since you need... Well, you have to leave in some direction, right? But you could like go up and then to the right or something. Oh dear. I can see how this is going to get hard to think about. Okay, let's say you came across the... Okay, if you came across this way and then got the north up here, then you'd have more than 2 over here. So you don't do that. You get your 1 here. Oh, in fact, okay, yes, that's not that complicated. I also can't go further up here because that would be more than 1. So you stop there, and we must get the 2 there. That is that done. Okay, so then this needs 3 above and 4 to the right. 3 above and 4 to the right. Why aren't there like a million ways of doing that? Well, because there are only 3 above. Okay. But then can't it be that or that? 4 to the right, 3 above. You're separate. Why can't it be that or that? Oh, because that would go south. Yep, I guess it's that. All right. It's just, I think it's mostly just hard to see. Okay, so you obviously have to go this way to some degree, but you also have to go north by 1. And the only way that's happening is by going now. Yes. Are you necessarily done? I think so. Yes. This is pretty terrifying, actually. You have to be a different region. This needs 2, that needs 2. Doesn't that have to then be... No, we could go like up, right, up. That would be 3 to the north. So it has to be these 2 there. You can't be part of it because then we'd have 3 to the north. So it's these 2. And that. I think. Can't go there. So you've already got 3 to the south and 2 that way, and we're done. 0, 0. Okay, so you're done. 2 below is interesting. 1 up. 2 to the left and 5 up. Oh dear, what does this mean? They might all come from you. You got 1 up and 1 to the left, so it can't be that one. So it has to be these 2, right? Yes. Okay. So then you come out this way, and you also need 1 to the south. You also need 1... Oh, in fact, you need 1 to the south, but you also need 1 more to the east. So it has to be now. Yes. Okay, so this is going to be interesting. These 2 are obviously coming from these 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's all of it. Okay, so that's you. And that's you. And we're done. These puzzles definitely have like surprise completions. Oh, okay. This is where they're clearly going to become part of each other. Because we don't have solitude. So that's fine. These, as long as the numbers either match or as long as the numbers don't contradict, they can be part of the same region. Okay. This number, I mean, it doesn't contradict these numbers, but it contradicts the shape we've made. And this number would contradict this 0. So that. Done. Wait, what? Oh, but it's even weirder. Because sure, these numbers aren't the same, but oh no, this is like fine though because it can do that. Can't this go down? It can, but it could also not go down. In fact, it can't go down because of the two. Yep, sorry. There we go. That's by itself. So this goes here. That's that. All right. What a weird mechanic. So this one can't go into you because that would have to also get one from over there. So it's going to be like this, like that. No, not like that. You've already got the one. Oh, sorry. That's going to be a single by itself. Yes. Okay. Let's keep following the tutorials. So this can't go into this, so it has to be that. And it can't continue any further. This cannot go into that because that also needs 2 to the right, so you go down, so it's that. This cannot go into that because that also would need 2, so again, this, that. And I guess I didn't have... That's the slight problem with this mechanic, is that because it is going to auto-complete, I didn't actually figure out this bit, but I guess, yeah. Like, you've got 2 to the right, you've got 2 below, sure. You can't go that way, that wouldn't make sense. You're coming up, you may just go further up though. So none of these can go to the right. You can't go into like a bigger number. You can go into and you can't go into the same number, you can only go into a smaller number. Yes. Ugh, okay. This is definitely going to be tricky to think about. Continue. So you're like that. Done. You need to go this way. You may just go up. You're going this way. So you're going this way. We've got a flowy situation. What? That's not what I did. I guess it joined those two. You need 3. So you've got 2 right now. You need 4. So it's going to be those 4. 3, 2. Neat. Hedging events restore the hedge maze window. Okay, apparently it is a hedge maze. Not really much of a maze, is it? This is definitely not a hedge maze. Like, sure. You can only go this way to get to the exit, but that's just like a little garden. Not a little garden, it's a big garden. But yeah, anyway. I guess the tutorials continue, even though we finished the area, which is interesting. I guess we did some extra ones as well. So technically these could be the same, but you cannot go that way. Okay, since you can't go that way, so you are the same. And then you need 2 like that. And then you've got 2. Cool. This can be the same. These cannot be the same because they would contradict. So like that, you're like this. You got 1 that way, you're done. You need 1 more this way, you're done. Cool. And that's all the tutorials done. Did that unlock another area? I guess it's the same rules, right? Wait, or is it? There's a different window. What's going on here? Should we find out? Guess we'll find out. Well, it's the same rule. Ah, okay, mixed with other stuff. Okay. Oh dear. I think I've jumped too far ahead, maybe. Maybe. Oh, this is horrendous. Some of these can be... Oh no, they can't be the same as each other because of the solitude. So because of that, I wonder what the numbers add up to. Well, we've got 36, 7, 10, 16, 21, 22... 26, 28. So they're not all accounted for. So what the heck do I do? This needs 1 from below and 5 from the left. Okay, so you need 5 from this column, but only 1 from below. Well, then that has to be that. Yes. Yep. Okay, that's how we begin. And you need 6. You need 6 from this column. Okay, that makes things a bit easier. You need 4 from this column. Interesting, so it has to be those 4. So you must come down here as well, which there's no way you're doing that in an awkward way like that. You're doing this for sure. But you are also getting 2 from over here. You may be getting more from up there as well, although we're left with only 7 up there, so you're this. Cool. This is neat. I like how this has very suddenly come together. So you're getting 2 more from this way. You're getting 3 from above, but there's a few 3s it could be, I guess. Oh, but we can't have anything that isn't part of one of these. Okay. That's also useful to know. Since you can't come down this way, and you definitely you have to be part of this for sure. For sure. You only want 2 over here. You want 3 above. Wait, and that divides up the rest, right? You need 3, you need 2. It's going to have to be this and that. Cool. Maybe we go back here first. It is an interesting section. Interesting mechanic. 97310. Okay. So obviously these are all going to be part of the same thing as each other. Because you need 7 to this side, obviously. You need 3 to this side, yeah. You need 1 to this side, it's going to be there. You've got 0. So that's all true. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So you need 2 more. You need 2 more. You don't need 2 more. Wait, what? How's that work out? Oh, because we missed out 5, of course. 9, 7, 3, 1. Yep. Okay, so the 2 here. Are we done? Yep. Neat. Second guessing myself, but yep, that's how it works. 1 to the south, sure. And 1 to that side. Well, you can't come down this way to get there, so you have to come down. Oh yeah, I see how we're doing it. That's cool. That's very cool. Precision 3. 2 over here. Well, it's gonna have to be like that then, right? Don't see how else that would work. Yeah, it wouldn't work any other way. Precision 3, that's you then. This has to be like this, I think. This could go to you. No, it can't go to you. So you go up. You've got 2 below. It has to be like that, right? Yes. Yeah, we're done. Okay. It's funny. I felt like I wasn't making much progress before, but like on the previous sections. But I'm kind of whizzing through these, aren't I? Too. Okay. Although I've probably just jinxed it. Okay, shape bank. Interesting. 2 to that side. That implies it has to be that. Okay, I hope. 1 to that side, 2 below. So like this is the only way it could be. 1 that side, 1 that side. It has to be like this, surely. Yep. Done. Neat. 6s. Well, these all have to be below and not to the side, so it has to be that, surely. And you can't combine with anything else? I think yeah, surely not. Yeah, it has to be those. Definitely. And only 1 to each side, so therefore that has to be this. I think. You have to be like that, because that's the only one to the left that you could get, so that's the 2 done. But you do need 1 to the right, so that's you. And 1 to the north, that's you. Oh, are we... Yeah, we're doing... what are they called? Not tetrominoes, the other one. Pentominoes. Although, no, we've got a tetromino here, so that's not true. So that has to get those two. So need 6 above and 2. Okay, so at least 2 from up there. So that's true. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now, why can't it be this? Aren't there 2 things I could do here that would work? There must be. Oh, it can't go further down because of the 2 there. Yeah, okay, there we go. So you need 1 more, so it's that one. Done. Neat. Let's do a 3. If we can. This is really weird to think about, but sure. This 3 cannot go into that 3, because then you also need 3. So, yep. So you go into that 3. So these 2 are both saying the same thing. They want 3 over here. Can't go into you. You need 3 over here. Can't go into you because you need 2 more. That'd be 4 for you. So that's like that. So this must go upwards. So you must go upwards. You've got your 2. Are any of these contradictory? You can't join you because that would be more than 3 below. Can't join you. Okay, so this is that done. That's that done. That's that done. So you must be collecting from various places. Let's figure that out. Well, you need all 3 of these. So you're joining with both of these. Like that. Neat. I'm finding this fairly intuitive, I think. What are you? 2. You have 1 from over there. But it could be that one, or it could be that you're joining this. That might be the trick here. Interestingly, you can't join you because then. Oh no, you can. Yeah, I see what's going on. Yeah. Okay, so you need 2 to the right, which means you have to join you. But then that means that one isn't getting its 1 from there. So yeah, okay. So it's getting 1 from up here, which means the only other one it can get to is there. That means that can't go that way because that would be 2 above. So that's the stop there. This is very cute. And then since you still need 1 to the left, we have to go this way. Yeah, so all of them are like trying to pick up some cells, but like they're not where the thing is pointing. That's very nice. So that's actually done on that side. Are we done? You need 1. That is the only difference. So it has to be here. Neat. Silver Age. Turn 20 windows silver. Wow, we hit a milestone. That's cool. 20 windows are now silver. Well, we did a lot of hedge maze puzzles very quickly. We're almost at gold already with the hedge maze. That went so fast. I'm kind of tempted to try and just do it. Right now? Sure, let's do it. Let's do it right now. I'm having fun. But this is going to get harder. What are we doing? Wait, where even are more puzzles? I see some over there. Do they count? They must do. But are there more in here? Oh, I see you. Okay. 4 above. Doesn't have to be those, but it sort of does because we can't get out of here with that 1. So yeah, it has to be those 4. And that is already 3. Since we can only have 1 to the right, it's going to have to be like this. Okay, done. 2 and 2. That has to be. Therefore, this. Sorry, did not mean to put the whole border in. We could be going to the right. We're definitely going up somewhere, but we'll figure that out as we go. 1 and 2 in this direction. So that, right? And then 2 and 3 in this direction. The 3 is going to have to provide the 2. So we can't go here. Yep. For reasons that I don't know if I fully comprehended, but sure. That one was made green. Maybe my idea of how this works isn't right. Oh, maybe that's... Is there a different green? Is that... Oh, no, those are surely the same. I don't know. Whatever. You need 1 from the right, so it has to be there. Oh, that doesn't work. Uh-oh. Have I made a mistake? You 1 from the right. Yeah, it doesn't work. This one didn't have to go this way. Whoops. Yeah, it could go that way. Okay. I guess I've just figured out that it does have to go that way. Right, so you need 3 from this side and 2 below. Which actually could be that or that. But then you can't get 1, so you go there, you go there. You're done. 1 and 1 has to be like that. 2 and 2. 1 and 2 like this. Yay. Sure, we'll do this one. 0, 0, 2. You need 2 from over there. You need 4 from over there, so these can't be the same. So you've got to stretch a whole distance over here, right? You're also getting 4 from over here. So these 2 take up this entire column. That's interesting. It is interesting indeed. Do you go here straight away or not straight away? Can I actually determine that yet? Well, to be honest, if something else, if this one comes to here, then there's no way this 4 is getting its 2. Yeah. So no, it has to be the 4 at the bottom and these, whoa, you have to get all the way to there? Yeah. Like it has to be this, and you have to get there. That's cool. That's super cool. There's still a choice of which way it could go currently, but maybe the other things restrict that in a bunch of ways. Oh, but I'm like totally seeing it. I think. This is neat. It's like making a little maze around here. It fits for the hedge maze section. There's probably a reason why those were put together. But hold on. Okay, so you need 2 to the right. But it could, in theory, be a number of different things. I mean, so we do also know that this is true. So this is going to come around here. At least. Okay. Oh, you don't go to the... Okay, I'm being silly. That has to go up there. I was thinking like, oh, it can only go... I only know it's bordered there and there, but that's not true. I know that whole thing. That is done, basically. So yeah, now this is coming around this way for sure. You're done. You're like this. You have to come along here, so you're like that. Yeah, okay. This is how I expected this would go. So this is coming down here. You still need 2 below. This is going to be like that. Yeah. Yeah, you got 2 there. Okay. That's nice. So 3 here. 1 and 1. That always implies that, right? I think so. You could be part of this, but solitude. We've got an invisible rule over here. So you need 4 above. Well, it has to be these 4. Then how is the rest of the thing constrained? Well, because... Whoa. Again, this is not right, because you need something. Wait, what? Yeah, it doesn't have to be that at all, does it? Oh, that's cool. I mean, I've just seen how it goes. It's like this. Is it? No, it's not. Okay, hold on, let's think about it. So no, 1-1 does not mean it has to be like that, of course, because they can be further away. And the 4 needs, like, this cannot be part of you. So this is part of the 4. That's the key thing to realize here. If that's part of the 4, how is it happening? Well, if that's part of the 4, then I mean, it was there's a number of ways of getting to you, but like obviously this all can't be part of this, but like 2 of them could be. But then I guess also I can say that this. No, you could be part of you. Okay. It's only this one that definitely isn't. You're with you. If this is connecting to here and it comes down this way, then your 1 would have to be this thing here. Maybe that's how that works. But then this still needs 2 more. Like, okay, what I'm saying is this, then that would have to connect to there. But then you need 2 more, which you wouldn't be able to get, as far as I can tell. So I think that means you must be connecting over this way. So I think I was along the right lines. That means you must be picking up this one. You go this way. Yeah, I see it now. 1, like that. Cool puzzles. This must be part of this area, right? How far am I away? 2. Okay. 3 to the left. Which ones are incompatible? You can't go to you. Okay. You could go to you. You could go to you. You could go to you. Although, could you go to you? No. Because if you're taking 3 from this column, that would inevitably have to be at least 2 for you. So you are not compatible. So you're that only. So you're connected to that, which works out. Which works out fine. Since you're connected to that, then you're not connected to that, because those wouldn't work together. That's so cool. Like, it doesn't, like, I can figure out that this can't be connected to this because this is going to be the same as this one. So there's basically a 4 here. I guess I could start drawing those on at some point, but and therefore, okay, so therefore you 2 are not connected, so you're that. So therefore this does specifically this. But it needs 1 more for the 4 from somewhere. Okay, that's neat. It's 1 more for the 4. So this needs a 4 from this column. Which does work with you. Yes, on this side it didn't work. This side it does work. In fact, I've seen the answer. Let's say we don't do that. Then you obviously have to be part of it. There we go. It's pretty trivial to show that. Okay, neat. Which one are you part of? I think you're part of this. Are there any more? There probably are more. I've done you, I've done you. Look for the light beams. Maybe in this little thing? No. Because usually there's bonus ones. Usually there are bonus ones, but maybe not here. For whatever reason. Apparently there is something in the game that tells you where you're missing puzzles, so I guess I'll find out later. Let's try and do this 4. Let's do it. Why not? We'll make this thing gold. Oh, well, these don't say anything, but I guess it's just for solitude's sake. Okay. Okay. Oh dear. Solitude. Oh, and boxy. Oh, what are the implications of that? What are the implications of that? No. No, no, no. No. Okay, so a 9. Doesn't that have to be a 3x3? It does, right? Effectively. Is that true in combination with you? Like, am I saying that each one of the, like, no, the whole region has to be boxy, but like, does that imply that the 9 picked up by here has to be boxy? I think it does. Because if it weren't, we'd have all sorts of problems. Yeah. So the 9 has to be boxy, so it has to be 3x3. So it has to be this. Which doesn't quite sort out the 12, but we can't go further that way. We can't go further that way. So then the 12 must come from making this 6 tall. Yeah. I think that's right. Oh, that works for you. So then 5 down here, so that. Oh, this is so weird. It can't continue, it can't go up, so you're done. This is super weird. 20 and 18. What the heck? You're gonna be massive. So these are the things I can do anything with right now, except I can do the whole like, well, what region can you be picked up by? Well, it's you or you. There's quite a few. You need 8 below. It can't be 8 in a row. It could be 2x4. It has to be 2x4. If it's, does it have to be 2x4? Yes, but there's various ways that could go. But it does need to stretch into this bit at least a little bit. If it's like this, then you need to go up here a whole bunch. But then you'd hit that, I think. So if this is like 2x4 like this, I mean, it could be 8 across, but it can't be 8 across. Okay, so 2x4 like this. Then to make the 6, it'd have to go 1, 2, 3, 4, but that would hit that. So I think it has to be 2x4 like this. It can't be like this, because then how would the 6 work? And then it'd be a bit bigger down here. I think it has to be that. Okay. I'm going to accept that. So you just need 1 more up here. That's you. Not necessarily done. Yes, necessarily done, because you can't go that way. You can't go that way, so yes, you're done. I hope that was right. 20. Ugh. Let's not do you yet. 6 on this side. Ooh, could be here, but then you interact with that. So it has to be like this, and therefore that. Okay. 4 and 4. There's something here I'm not quite figuring out. Like, because this has to be 4. Like, we can't have a situation where it's like, oh, sorry. I was trying to draw a border. We can't have that kind of situation because it needs to be boxy. As in, like, that go that way and that go that way and not have this part of it. So because this goes down and this goes this way, there is a connection between these two that is like something. The problem is that it can go back up behind itself, which is where the trouble comes from. In fact, it's going to have to go back up, basically. In fact, doesn't that mean... Yeah, so at least this is true. In fact, most of that is true, I think, because if it goes down any further, to make a 4 here, then... No, that's fine. But then so is that. But we can't have 4 down here. Wait, what am I saying? Can't have like this. Yeah, of course not. That's way too many. Or like that. Yeah, okay. So since it can't be straight down, it has to be a 2x2. So, and that's the same is true for you, right? So like this and like this have to be true. Yes. I guess I can do that everywhere. Like this has to be the case. 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 I think that's true. It has to be true. Yes, 100% has to be true. Okay. So that does... Wait, but no, that doesn't work out because then you just go there. No, there's something... Well, maybe there's nothing wrong with what I've done here, but there is something wrong with what I've done here. So if I'm saying that's true... Right, it doesn't have to be both of them. It was just one of them. Yes, okay. Yeah, okay, so we put these in. I think this is the main deduction to make in this puzzle, is that these all have to be like this, at the very least. Which kind of seems obvious now that I've gone through that process, but it wasn't obvious to me immediately. So you're like that, and you need 4, so like this. Okay, that just solves you, except you might go this way. No, you don't, because that has to stop there. You're done. You're done, you're done, you're done. So you need 6, and the only way to get 6 is like this. And this needs 12. That's to stop along there. So that has to be to there, that has to be to here. 12. Well, you've currently got 8, so it's going to be this. Okay. You need 4. If we went up though, this wouldn't be able to extend out to make the 5, so it's going to be 4 like... You need 5? How's that work? How does that work? You need 5, and you need 4. What? Oh yeah, no, it does work because we can extend down this way, of course. Which, so that means... So if you're getting 5 and we know it's too wide, then it has to be a vertical 5 in some direction. So you need 4, so it doesn't go this way basically. And since you need 4, it must do that then. So then the 5 must be like this. Okay, that works. This is pretty terrifying. This needs 10, which means exactly this. And you've got 6, perfect. You may go that way. But this is true, and therefore this is filled in. This is interesting. I think there's only one way for a 10 to fit here. Yeah, like that, right? Which means this at least, that is 3 by 3. This has to stop here. This has to stop there. So do this. That's the 12 done. Can't continue because it would make more than 12. So you stop there. You must be part of that then. You, I guess, then just do this. Just a little region. Ooh, that then helps with this one. You need 4. Wait, what? What are we saying? That doesn't work out. That does not work out. Oh wait, this didn't have to go that way. It could have just been a single. Ah, yeah, okay. That's the mistake I've made. Okay. In fact, this has to be part of this region. There's no other thread it can go to, so that has to be true. Okay, there we go. In which case that has forced this into this shape. And then that. Is there any reason that couldn't have gone upwards? In fact, that had to go upwards because if that had gone there, then you would have to go this way, then you'd have more than 6, all right? You already have 4 below, so you're done. 20 still. So 4 by 5 in some way. And then 18 below. So if it were 4 by 5 here. Like, can't I say that this can only join this right now? Yes. So at least this, at least this. This could join you, I suppose. But then I would never get a 4 by 5 in the space above it. So yeah, no, you're part of it as well. Remember, this can extend out to the left. I think it's going to have to because of the 18. This could join this. 9 and 10. What does that mean? 9 is awkward. We can't really do a 3x3 down here. So it's going to have to be a 9. But it's like a long 9. I think so. 3, 4, 5, 6. That is 9. And that would be 10. Yeah, that's exactly what we're doing. Right. Okay, now using just this one, we figure out the rest. So it's going to be a 4x5, clearly. It was 4 by something. So 4x5. If it goes, so then it at least goes to here. But we do need an 18 as well. If this extends down, then we have another 4x5 here and it's 20, so it extends upwards. Right? Then to make this 18, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Why am I counting it like that? This is 15, so 18. Okay, so that's you done. Then you must be part of you. Then you must be part of you. And you must be part of you. Yay, we made a gold. And I got another milestone. Guild 15 windows. Neat. So we've done 15 of them. 5 of them are silver and not gold. I think it was 20, was it? I think it was. Cool. I'm not seeing any secret puzzles here, which is strange. Like, normally there's like pluses. But whatever, maybe there just aren't any. I guess that's fine. It's just very suspicious what you have found in. Very suspicious. But anyway, I will see you all next time, and what will we do? Keep charging forwards? Maybe. I mean, it could be fun to see like what happens at this point. What are we on numbers wise now? Did we get to 700 yet? No. It's so far away. All right, I'll see you all next time, and I guess we'll charge forwards. Goodbye.